Warning, this video has my face reveal. If you would not like to see my face, you may exit out of the video now. But if you would like to continue to the video, please continue at your own risk. Just kidding. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and then now, let's begin with my face reveal. Hello everyone, welcome to another video. And yes, you're seeing it correctly. This is my face. I know you've only seen like up to here, but now you've seen my whole face. I always wanted to make a face reveal, but my mom, when I first started my YouTube channel mainly, always told me that I shouldn't be showing my face on the internet. But then when I started talking about it a couple weeks ago, she told me that I'm old enough and I can put my face out online now, because my face is already online all over the place now. So I decided why not do my face reveal now? I've been making certain videos just leading up to this certain point. So I just wanted to make this face reveal and just talk about myself a little bit. And today is actually going to be a story time video where I'm going to be telling you a story of technically the first time I've ever ditched school. I've actually never ditched school. I've always been like the little goody two-shoes in the school. I've never done anything bad. Except for elementary school, I was like very like, they didn't know really what was wrong with me in elementary school. And by the way, I am a person with Asperger's. I am on the spectrum. And they did not know like what was wrong with me at first. Well, technically what was wrong with me, but they just found out I had Asperger's, and they just didn't know how to handle like people with autism. And so, yeah, I was not bad on purpose. But now I've always been like the good kid. I've never talked back to my teachers. I never argued with my teachers. I have gotten mad at teachers, but I've always talked about them in private. But I've never really yelled at a teacher. I've always had respect for people. Yeah, it's so awkward talking to people on with my whole face on camera. Yeah, I have my Donald right here with me, just to keep me company. Just squish. And if you actually want to know where I got this Donald, I actually got him from the Disney store where I live, at a mall where the Disney store is. He's called Inofufui. He's from Japan. He is a Disney toy product from Japan. They stopped selling these in America for some reason. I can't find them anywhere. I can only find them like eBay and Amazon. But at least I have one. My brother has a lot of the smaller ones. I have also a Daisy that I have. I don't know why they didn't make a lot of the big ones. I like the Donald because Donald's like really my favorite character from Disney. Yeah, I'm rambling. I'm always the person to ramble. A lot. Like, I mean, a lot. So yeah, let's get started with the story time. So, this started when I was in kindergarten. I was, I think, about 5 or 6 at the time, and I wasn't feeling well. So, what we would do in my kindergarten class, they would pick someone out. I think it was the student of the day, or they would pick someone out to take him to the nurse's office. And so I had a friend of mine take me to the nurse's office, and I was sitting in the nurse's office, and they said they would call my parents. Well, my grandma was going to come pick me up because my mom was really busy, and she was the only one available at the time because she was part of my emergency contacts. Because they always put emergency contacts when I'm in school. When you were in school, basically. Oh, and I also brought a mint because this is technically supposed to be all that in a bag of chips, but it's late at night and I already ate a lot of chips. So I decided to eat a mint instead. So I went to the nurse's office. I was waiting and waiting and waiting. To a kindergartner, like 15 minutes feels like forever. It feels like an eternity. So, I don't know why no one was watching me. Because usually there's a nurse, which I actually found out that my high school theater teacher actually her mom was the nurse at my elementary school. So, continuing with the story. Okay. And then I just got up and left the school. I started walking and I got to a lot which used to be the apartment buildings across the street from the high school that I used to go to now. I was in elementary school at the time. I didn't even know. I thought you could just walk out. Because my school does not have good gates. We have this giant doorway and I just went to the back of the nurse's office. And when I got to the crosswalks to the high school, my grandma saw me walking and she picked me up and I got in big trouble. Except for my sister, me and my brother always had a tendency to walk off. And we never really. My sister's always the one who never gets themselves in some kind of pickle. So yeah, that's basically it. My mom, whenever I talk about this story, because I used to take the bus, because I used to live in a different place besides this. I guess when I was younger, I used to live in no other house in more of a rural area of where I live. And the only way I knew was my bus route. And if you know bus routes, they always take the longest way. They always take the long way because they always have to drop off a bunch of people. So I was thinking, oh, I'll just take my bus route back home. And I always think about how that happens. Because I could have, if my grandma did not find me at that point, I could have gotten lost. I could have been taken by someone. It's scary. I always get scared thinking about it. Because I could have been taken by someone. I could have gotten lost. Because I would not have made it through the night to my home by nighttime. There was a lot of freeways and stuff. It was scary. I'm happy I'm here. I mean, think of another story. I can't think of one. Well, I'll talk about some other things about myself. I have a hobby of actually crocheting. If you saw from my room tour video, I actually like to crochet. I've been trying to make this flower blanket, which I make a bunch of flowers, crochet flowers, and I make them into a blanket, which I find is really cool. But I always get called a grandma because I like to crochet, and sometimes I like to have a guilty pleasure of watching Maury or Jerry Springer and watch telenovelas on Netflix. Because they're the only telenovelas I can find that have English subtitles. Even though my dad told me just learn what they're saying when I don't even know a lot of the context because I don't know a lot from my Spanish classes. So yeah. Actually, I have another story. This comes from my freshman year of high school. I did this thing called FHA. I think it's called FCCLA now. Well, it was basically just like a learning how to to be a leader type thing. And we had these competitions where you can do a bunch of other stuff, because it also was also part of the cooking class. So I did the salad making competition. I just wanted to be in it to go to a pizza place. But then when I got to doing the competition, I won regionals. Basically just like my county. Just like the county I live in. And then I won that because I was the only one in my level that was part of that was in the competition. And state. I found out that FHA is just full of a bunch of preppy rich kids. Just like the kids that always get like the super well grades and have the super strict parents and always want them to have like a good life. My parents, I'm not saying my parents do not have that, but I don't have that attitude. Because a big amount of attitude. But now, I was the only one in my like little chapter I was in, because I was in my school, and I was the only guy, and I had to be put in a hotel room with a bunch of other high school guys. They were all in, I was a little itty bitty freshman and a whole bunch of senior dudes. And these senior dudes, one of them just got up and left with their girlfriend, because leaving teenagers very, very loosely like monitored does not bode well. And I repeat, does not bode well. Sorry about that, my parents were laughing, because I do live with my family. And then, so yeah, so this is what happened. I wanted to take a bath because I think it was either the day after or the day of competition where I was competing, and I wanted to take a bath. I did not want to take a shower. I wanted to take a bath because I was tired, I was exhausted, and I just wanted to relax. So I was in the bathtub relaxing, having a nice warm bath, when I heard a door. It was the door to my room, and I heard it was the guy. It was my first roommate. It was my first roommate from the night of. He up and left. He came in with his girlfriend, I'm pretty sure, or some person that he found that was also part of the competition. And they came in, and the thing I remember the most was that the girl said, "This room is messy." I'm just like, this is not your room, ma'am. This is not your room, ma'am. Ma'am, this is not your own room. And this guy, they knocked on the door, and I said, "Oh, someone is in here." And they decided, and they just got up and left. It was so funny. FHA was just a big madhouse. They did not feed us. I was a 14, I actually was 15 at that point. I was a 15-year-old, we were all high schoolers, with a big metabolism, just running at 100 miles an hour. And they did not serve food. I was not allowed to leave. I was not allowed to leave, and I wasn't even allowed to watch the rest of the competitions. I was bored out of my mind, and I couldn't bring anything else. My phone was out of data. I was trying to watch a video on Facebook, and it was actually a video about Kylie Jenner lip challenge fails, because that was actually going on when the competition was going on. I was just bored out of my mind. I did not like FHA, but if you guys want me to tell you guys more about my occurrences with FHA, let me know. But I guess this is the end of the video because I can't think of anything else I want to talk about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!